am Matthew Day from Red Riot Games. We are going to be opening up Cowboy Bebop from the game Universes. We will be looking inside for all of these crazy money cards. We will be looking for Jupiter Jazz and Missile Launcher. Let's get into it. Let's get into this Cowboy Bebop. As we start unpacking this, you will see the box topper. It is very highly sought after. It is a bang. It is very good. Possibly one of the best cards to seal off your opponent's character, and that really just turns off any sort of turn that they had going for them. If it was an offensive turn, nope, gone. If it's your turn and you want to be very offensive, boop, you kill him for 3 more and then draw a card. So there's a box topper. Here we go, and there's a little bit of a pamphlet of how difficult some of them are supposed to be played, but we got all these multicolored packs. We got about 24 of them. Let's get into it. So put some over there, put some over there, and then we'll start it off with pack number 1. Come on, let's see. We are searching for Missile Launcher, Nutcracker, Nutcracker. Missile Launcher, Swordfish, anything to do with Spike is really good. And come on now, open up for us. There we go. This pack is being a little bit more difficult than usual. Okay, so open up the Spike pack. We've got a 9, Foundation, and we got Stink Gas. Stink Gas is very good for gauge characters. That want multi-characters in their staging area, so that you could do one of their effects. For a 9, it's more or less just trying to get your opponent to discard a card and... what are you looking at? Ah, yeah, Tijuana Groceries. That's also a very good one that we're supposed to get. And also get Gateway Shuffle with Getaway Fire. We also got Let's Party that we're also looking for, and Swordfish 2. Anything that has to do with Spike, that is for sure, especially with Tank. Like Tank, you know, the song is really good. So is Coffee Samba. We got now, as we open this, another Foundation, Mad Perot. Very still relevant today since they added the gauge keyword in 7th Cross, and also what he reads is that once he has 4 copies of his character in his staging area, all his attacks are unblockable. So that is a very good. And we opened for this pack, Botanist Enthusiast. After a card is played, if the keyword rating is 2 or greater, it gets more to its keyword. So if it's an EX3, well, it's an EX4. You get more bang for your buck as you go along. And same goes with Stun. Now it's Stun more. It's overall a very good one. It has a flip cost. It's not so bad. So we will get to this. Oh, another Foundation. We got Jet. And now we got, a Jet card. Armed Vengeance. A fairly good card that if it gets blocked, you just add it to your staging area. It literally does not add to progressive difficulty. But you have to have combo stun. You must have a card that has the keyword stun on it before you could actually play the combo enhance. And by doing that, you get more speed and more damage, and they have to respect it. You know, they have to block it because it will be a 4 high for 8, and that is no thing to scoff at. So as we open up the next pack, we got ISP Grapple, very good. Jet card, Funky Tomato, Welcome to Woody's, and another Spike card that is very good. It is Coordinating Position. Destroy it. Your tech or weapon attack, and in this day and age, we got a bunch of weapons because of Soul Calibur. If a card has left your card pool this turn, you could ready 2 Foundations, and your tech or weapon attack gets EX2. So every time you spend a momentum on that ability, it gets +2 speed. Fairly good. Open up the next pack. We got our Faye Valentine pack. Let's see if it actually has some fake cards in it. So we got 2 attacks, we got President on the house, and Digital Manipulation, a Eda 9 card that is fairly fairly good. You discard a card in response to after you make a check to play this card. It gets +2. So if you're running very difficult checks, which is at the bottom here, it will just automatically get +2 for discarding a card. You could also be very tricky and just reduce the speed of this attack to 0 and make it a 10 damage attack. If you have some way to boost the speed, might as well do it. Especially if you're trying to close out the game and it's at the end of a long attack string, you got this. Alright, so we got Fade card, Red Tail Gunfire, Martial Banana, and an Eda 9 card. Jeez, we have a very Eda 9 focused deck box today, and for that one, it's whenever you just the static. Just if you check that card, you add a character card from your discard pile to your hand. So if you want to play something or you want a good block, you could just add that middle block. Usually they're all middles, as you see with the character cards, 0 middle, 0 middle. It gets added to your hand, and you could use it to block, or you could use it later on in your turn to build it down. You could also commit or commit one of your opponent's assets or foundations that have a keyword on it. So if it has a keyword on it, like ally or some very something oppressive that you don't like, you could make them commit that so that they can't use the abilities on it. So we got, for this pack, Woody's, Folktale Storyteller, another Mad Perot, so we're halfway there on getting a playset of Mad Perot. And we got Faye's Cover Fire. Faye is a fairly tricky character to play, I would like to say. She manipulates with what is on top of her discard pile. So you discard one card, your next check gets +2. Well, if it has a block modifier of something, if it has a block modifier of different varying degrees, she has multiple different effects on it. So you could literally discard a card, use that card that you just discarded, and use it for your advantage on this attack. And also gain some more benefit of getting a check for your next attack being real easy. Or since it's a reversal, you could use it for blocks too. It's very good. So we got for our rare Spaceland, it is a very good 3-diff foundations. Pretty stable in fire decks, because you want to burn through your entire deck in order to gain advantage that way. Like if you want to get through your deck to get to a Shadow Slicer, which you have to remove as a cost from your discard pile to play it again, you want to burn as much as possible. So discard top 2 cards of your deck, your attack gets +1 damage. Pretty free, like you get +1 damage, and also you start benefiting from if you designed your deck around that way of using your discard pile as a resource. So we got another pack here, over here, and we got another Eda 9 card. Codename Julia, very powerful, where you need to play this as the second attack in your attack string, and combo enhance. Look at your opponent's hand. So you get not only card knowledge, but then at the end of it all, discard one card of your choice. So you really can play around some aspects of if they have some discard hate. So if they have like Pure Heart, where you start adding 2 foundations from your staging area into your card pool, you kind of don't want to play. You don't want to discard anything on that. But if you get to choose it, say like you got, you want to discard an action card that can be very oppressive towards your own foundations, then you might as well just combo look at their hand, get some knowledge about their hand, and then proceed to take that Tagoro Brothers out, take that, anything that would really give you a, step up, just so that you could keep your attack string going. very difficult to play in your deck, especially if it's a one diff, because like right here, it is a one diff, and it's going to be a very difficult to go about building. You might just be surprised. You live by the one diff, you die by the one diff. So we got Overly Dramatic for this pack. It is, I gotta say, one of the best defensive cards in the game. If you have Earth, Fire, or Good on your character, much like Jet, you would want 4 of these. They say are flip. Response, flip. After your opponent plays an ability that would decrease damage or increase the speed of an attack, cancel its effect. So if they want to cancel any sort of damage increase on your attacks, then you would be like, nope. Or if they're increasing the speed of their attacks, blocking is very powerful in this game. So if you keep the speed down, you could overall just block the attack and take no damage. So for this one, we got Bebop Lose. Haven't seen much play of it that much, but hey, it's still a good card regardless. Our commit, discard 1 momentum. After your opponent plays an ability on an action card, cancel its effect. So action cards are very prevalent, a la Bang. It keeps those at bay. For the only drawback is the fact that it has a no block. So you want to reduce the amount of no blocks you have in your deck, because, well, if you have it in your hand, you're just caught with your pants down, and that's no fun. No fun at all. You should have lowered a belt at the time. So we shall keep going. Presidente on the house. Get your drinks out for your buds and keep on going. Oh, we got another N9 card. How surprising is that? We're getting to that point that this is an N9 box. So we got Loyal Friend, an ally card. So remember how I said with Radical Edward that if you commit that, this one has 1 keyword on it, so you could commit this one with Radical Edward. But continuing onward with Loyal Friend itself, flip, seal one of your opponent's foundations. Just straight up turn it off. It is fairly powerful for a flip effect. You keep it so that you can keep checking later on. And we shall continue, much like this, continue on with this also N9 pack. The big thing that I like about the whole Cowboy Bebop box is that they have multiple different colors and of all the characters. They really did well on that. So we shall continue onward, and we got Graffiti Job. It's pretty simple. After your opponent's combat phase begins, you ready this foundation. Pretty simple, and you could use it for checks on your turn and then just ready it up whenever. But you have to have the air symbol on your character in order for it to actually work. So with that in mind, we also got commit 4. This attack gets -1 speed. Pretty good defensive card. Remember how I said that speed tends to kill people a lot more. If you can't block it, then you can't mitigate it in any sort of way. Or if you just don't want them to have any bonuses in any sort of way, like you're playing against a Morgan character that likes to use speed to her advantage and get damage bonus, sure, you kind of don't want that. And you want to just not die. So we got Secret Stash, flip, search your deck for 2 foundations, and add them to your discard pile. It is especially good with Gren, the new DLC character coming out. It makes sure that you would use Red Eye Capsule, to which you could add 16 of, and make sure that everything is done and dandy, especially with Red Eye Capsule. It's supposed to be that way. Commit, remove 2 foundations in your discard pile from the game. Both players discard a momentum. So you see that your opponent is very savvy on trying to use their momentum. Well, just to knock them out or make sure that they don't have any advantage while they're on their turn trying to use EX and all that, you just make sure that they discard one. So, go figure, eh? We are still doing an N9 box. I'm not surprised, but still, N9 is a good character, especially if you are building multi-characters on Void, Order, and All. And with Here We Go, that action card is really good. Just remove, check a 3, usually a 4, because you're doing it on your own turn, trying to get as much advantage as possible, or on their turn, just because you're setting up for your next turn. Remove. Attach one character from your discard pile that you could normally attach to your staging area. Just straight up attach it to your staging area, which is very powerful. And with that low block, which most attacks that are very powerful are usually low, like Downward Spiral, Missile Launcher, Nutcracker. Like, it is a 0 low block, and it has Breaker 2, so you try to disrupt their turn. We got Faye Valentine for it's very wordy with the enhance, but if it has no block, you add 1 momentum. If it has 1 or 2 block, this attack gets +2 or -2 damage. And if it has a 3 block, this attack gets +2 or -2 speed. And if it has a 4, you just add 1 asset or attack from your discard pile to your hand. And for this pack, we got a Big Shot Punch, or Big Shot Judy. She seems more common than her brethren, Punch. But either way, this attack gets +3 speed. You may add 1 copy of Big Shot Punch from your discard to your hand. So you start cycling through that. And with Punch looks for a Judy, Judy looks for a Punch, and if you discarded them all through your discard pile through making checks or intentionally putting them there, you could just have a massive attack that just goes big damage, big speed, and either your opponent has to respond to that in any sort of way, or they just straight up die. It's just the way that things are. Another N9 pack. We got, ladies and gentlemen, carrying the weight. Yeah, you are going to carry that weight. Tengu's Assault. And we got, for our rare, Peaceful Beginnings. Flip. Your opponent discards any number of momentum as a cost, or after your opponent discards any momentum as a cost to anything that they do, so like EX, maybe ability on their card, they must add 1 card from their hand to the card pool face down. So you start disrupting their turn, and it is a no-brainer. 3 diff, no block. You gotta pick and choose with what your blocks are and how much you should have. And ladies and gentlemen, we only have 7 packs. 7 packs, ladies and gentlemen. Lucky number 7. So, just to get rid of and make it a very, very binary color, we will take open the Spike pack. Just get rid of all the red out of this card, or the pack pile that we have. We got Folktale Storyteller, very common for fire decks just wanting to burn through their deck. And we got Save the Sea Rats. Your turn. It's a unique, so you could only have about 1 on the field at a time. You could have 4 in your deck, but prepare for some consequences when you try to play it, unless you're like willing to take it up. So, your turn. Flip. If your opponent has at least 1 momentum, they must add 1 card from their hand to their momentum. So a discard effect. Like, this is very good. Just trying to yeet their hand as fast as possible on your turn. So you got 2 foundations, Asimov and Katarina for a character card. Very good card character for funsies. And you got for our rare is MPYU Distraction. A very powerful no block. Again, be careful with how many no blocks you put in your deck. If you have at least 1 momentum, add the top card of your discard pile to your momentum. So this loads up a bunch of momentum. If you're preparing for that next attack to have a momentum spender, Or if you want to use it on its own powerful cost, where it will get powerful 3, you could throw in as much momentum as you want. And now we shall go through this, through more of the blue. Welcome to Woody's, fueling up more. Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, let's party! We have Let's Party. Very powerful. You search your deck for one card, especially if you're setting up a combo piece. So you search for maybe attack, maybe asset that you want to add to your staging area, add it to your hand. You can build it down later in that turn. Then remove one card from your hand from the game. So you, as a cost, it's like discard top 4. Okay, whatever. And then you start searching your deck and just trying to find that combo piece. I've seen a lot of Hellfire Impalement decks where they don't have Hellfire Impalement. They throw down Let's Party, search for Hellfire Impalement, and start playing that, and then keep going through their deck. We got finally an N9 character card. What can I tell you? I tell you, this is a very much N9 box. And for our rare, we got, even though I said it was kind of different, like I find that Judy is always found, we got ourselves a Big Shot Punch. Give your attack plus 3 damage, and find yourself a Judy from your discard pile. Start that action loop. Plus 1 high block, very, very good high block, and it also checks a 6. Like, so if you're running high checks, like, yo, it is a great feeling and a great surprise when you finally get a 6 out there. So useless for utility. Ooh, Spike 2. Spike 2 is a very good character. By E commit, your attack gets multiple 1, and if it's attack, you may add 1 card from your staging area to your momentum. And then the top enhance, which is the most powerful one, after this attack resolves, discard it from the card pool. So it keeps attacks at a all-time low for progressive difficulty. It just goes cycle through, and you just keep attacking. We are now down to the last 2. We got 2 Fey packs. Let's go with the bottom one. Why not? Let's see what happens. And open sesame. Open sesame. And remember, kids, save your packs, because Jasco loves their redemption program. Get your cards, get your everything that you need. And we got, for our rare, Swordfish Plasma Cannon. Anything from Spike. Another one for Spike 2. Very good card. If you discard a card from your card pool, if you're Spike 2, you do that all the time. This card gets plus 2 speed and multiple copies gain this ability. So that is very good. So you play the momentum, keep going through it. They tend to turn into plus 6 or 6 high for 6. And your multiple is also a 6 high for 6. So it gets a very big, very chunky 2 multiple attack, just throwing down 1. And if your previous attack ever hit and you play the momentum, good to go. So this is our last pack, ladies and gentlemen. I sort of spoiled myself, and this one is really good. So N9's Brain Scratch, Lights Out Bounty. I'll flip it over. Unmet Demands, and go from top bottom. Red Eye Capsule, the one that you could have 16 of in your deck. Pretty crazy. Alright, after this card is committed or ready during the enhance step, this attack gets plus 1 or minus 1 speed. Very crazy. Playable while committed. Fei, one of the best defensive cards. Black Dog's Aim. Bloody Eye Rushdown. funny Valentine, unhealthy diet, and now, the moment of truth. The last card, the last rare, is a Coffee Samba. My word, this is an absolute powerhouse. The cost is you just draw 2 cards. And then your opponent draws 2 cards. You think that's bad, but the second enhance makes up for that. This attack gets multiple X or stun X. X equals the number of cards in your opponent's hand. So just stun up their entire board, and you have much crap ton of momentum stored up. Well, you could just use that and just kill them outright that turn, just from this one card. Even though it's a 1 check, people run 4 of these just because of how powerful it is. But it's the risk that you take for running this. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. You could follow us, me, Matt, at Red Riot Games on our Facebook page, our Instagram page. We also have a YouTube, and keep at it. Make sure that you stay healthy there, guys.